Good morning and welcome to Project Cargo Journal live TV show. My name is Adnan. I'm your host for today and I'm also your editor at Project Cargo Journal. With me in the studio are my colleagues, Arjen Bastiansen, product manager at ProMedia, and Wouter Locker, account manager at ProMedia. Of course, ProMedia being the parent company of Project Cargo Journal. Welcome.
Thank you, Adnan.
It's an early morning start. I hope you're doing good.
No problem.
Well rested.
The vibe is great.
Yeah. The vibe is great because we were yesterday at the Breakbulk Europe event here in Rotterdam. We are filming this, or basically coming to you live now before the proceedings kick off at the day 2 of Breakbulk Europe event at Rotterdam Ahoy. We are, of course, present as exhibitors. And after 2 years of absence, the industry is really eager to get going again. It's fair to say that everyone was quite excited to be back in one place again. We were certainly excited, but we were also busy because we filmed a lot of content. And I think it's good to see now what we have done yesterday.
What we see is that people source differently, or at least they investigate what other possibilities there are. Maybe before it was all Asia, now they source more locally, which of course, or at least they're investigating, which of course leads to more extended budgets, more exercises on which route to take, on which trade lanes to use.
So, energy is high on the agenda, energy transition is high on the agenda. So you see a large increase in, for instance, products related to the offshore wind industry in the form of blades, tower sections, but also the transition pieces. Well, we have the newly constructed SIF terminal, of course. We also added capacity over there with a new constructed quayside. And that is, well, resulting in a new throughput coming in.
For now, they are, let's say, fit for the future in the sense that we know that the client is going to launch some new machines over time. And I can say that we have already prepared ourselves for that.
I think I would say, so for us, it's a very big topic to also ensure that we have a good crew on board. And I think one thing we will focus on as well, I mean, beside the shore personnel, which is of course very important, but the seafarers are the guys who are doing the job, right? They're having long days, they don't see their families for a long time. And in our industry, they have to be well trained because personal safety, cargo safety and ship safety are the most important things.
Yes, welcome back. These are the small snippet, let's say the sneak preview of the conversation that we had and that we filmed yesterday. Of course, you can see all the content in the coming days and weeks on Project Cargo Journal. In general, what I have gathered is that the majority of people we have talked to is that the geopolitical situation in Europe currently is putting an additional stress on the supply chain. Sourcing is, as we have heard, becoming more local. Wouter, you have been among the crowds, the most of us.
Yeah.
So what was the talk of the crowd, let's say?
Yeah, well, first of all, the vibe was really amazing. I met people from Africa, from Brazil, Germany, well, all over the world. Main topics is energy transition, testing really the supply chain in coming period, and even faster and faster. And the second one, the shortage of qualified personnel. That's really, a problem for companies.
Yeah, I guess that's something that I've also heard the most.
Yeah.
There is, again, port infrastructure investment and qualified workforce programs to train people to work in as safely as possible, because safety is also of utmost importance in Project Cargo Journal. Project Cargo. We didn't go only to mingle with the crowds and with our partners. We also did go to promote something, and that is a show of our own. And I think Arjen will give us more details on this.
Summit.
Yes, it's our own event we're heading to. It's at the end of September, from 28th to the 30th of September. It's going to be online again. We had previous online Project Cargo summits in the past 2 years.
Quite successful.
For logical reasons, of course. Yeah, quite successful with thousands, hundreds of visitors watching the program and networking. So that's going to be even more interesting edition in September with a very interesting program and of course, the opportunity to online network together in our event platform.
And what is the overarching subject that we have chosen for this?
Yeah, that's the Project Cargo in the midst of the energy transition push. Like we already mentioned before, we are in the middle of big things happening. So this is the main topic, and we will cover this with 4 other topics. That's first, how geopolitical challenges shaping the trends within the Project Cargo supply chain. The next one is, will energy security create additional demands for the Project Cargo industry? We are looking specifically in the developments in Europe and in America, what's happening there with regard to the demand for the Project Cargo. And of course, the Project Cargo transport itself has to decarbonize in line with the energy transition, of course.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that we have already heard in these little snippets that we have just shown that basically energy transition is putting a lot more stress.
Yeah.
We are seeing companies or projects sourcing locally, especially as you mentioned, North America, or basically America and South America. We see projects developing in the Northern America and sourcing from, let's say, Mexico or the South America, instead of sourcing from China, which was usually the case.
Yeah.
So that is a bit of a shift. I think we have also seen a bit of a shift, or ro-ro vessels coming into force, let's say, even more, and ro-ro terminals accepting more and more project cargo due to the lack of, let's say, available tonnage. And in terms of decarbonization of the whole supply chain, and I think the fleet that is moving all the project cargo, we are seeing investment in new builds, and we see a lot of development in that regard as well. Now, I'm sure we will develop the program as we go along. It's still a bit long until September. We have some more time.
Yeah,
and
but do we have, what are we currently already having on our list?
Yeah, as we mentioned, these topics, and we will also have certainly very, very soon confirming our first speakers for the Project Cargo Summit. We already have some discussions in the background, let's say. Now, I'm sure, as I said, we will develop as we go along. Now, this is for the content part, and now we have another part which, Wouter, you come in. There are definitely some opportunities for the partners of Project Cargo Summit.
The biggest advantage of the summit is doing online business-to-business. In the last editions, we had more than 1,000 business-to-business meetings. It's also the leading platform for multimodal transport in the project cargo industry. So we bring together the complete supply chain. If a partner comes in, they have more advantages than only the platform. It's also business-to-business, it's exposure. So
definitely, and
maybe you can show the other partners that are already part of the journal.
Yeah, because I wanted to mention that you have done your great job in growing the
together. It's a team effort.
The community of Project Cargo Journal, and I'm sure that we will be able to bring this success over to Project Cargo Summit and even increase.
Yeah, thanks to all these partners from all over the world, and I've spoken with several new ones for the summit, upcoming summit. Ro-ro companies, big ports, terminals. So it will be a really successful summit again.
Yeah, that's
thanks
great
to the partners.
Yeah, that is definitely great to hear.
Yeah.
I think all that is left is for me to say thank you to both of you for helping me host this show.
Thank you for all the interviews.
Well, the show is not over.
Not over
in
yet.
That regard.
No, there's still days to come.
We should head to the Rotterdam Ahoy for day 2 of Breakbulk Europe, because we have a lot more work to do. Of course, for our audience, it's best to say that you should keep your eyes peeled on Project Cargo Journal, because we do regular updates on what we hear from the floor. We post them on our live blog, so you can follow there. And of course, there will be a lot more content to come in the coming days and weeks. Thank you for reviewing. Thank you for being my guests.
Let's go to Ahoy.
See you around.
Yeah, thank you.